Natalie. Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we are going to talk about all the books that I read in the month of May. Now I will say May is probably my lowest rated reading month. I read around the same amount of books that I have been reading, but I think this month has been like the lowest ratings of the year. I don't know if it's because I'm kind of in a slump, I kind of just haven't been in the mood to read, or if I'm just reading books that don't interest me as much. I'm not really sure, but we're going to talk about all of the books that I completed in this month and talk about the ratings and my thoughts and all that. So let's get on with the video. Alright, in total I read 5 books this month. One of the books was from April's TBR, which I finished in May, so we're kind of rolling over into months now, but that is a-okay. I did not finish 2 of the books on my TBR, and I read a kind of like range of genres. I read some YA fantasy, historical mystery, and some middle grade books as well. So the 2 books I did not get to this month was The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer. This is book number 2 in the Vancouver Storm series. I wish I did. I wasn't in the mood to read a romance, a sports romance, and just considering how long it is, is it 400 pages? It is 400 pages. I was just not feeling it. And the other was also another romance book, and that was Tangled Up in You by Christina Lauren. Had no interest in picking this up, which is really sad because I love Tangled. But hopefully this month, if you have not seen my June TBR, I have another Christina Lauren book on that. So hopefully I get some Christina Lauren in my system. Alright, now on to the 5 books that I did read this month. The first book that I read was Ready or Not by Cara Bastone. Now that was a library book, so I do not have a physical copy of it, but it was from my April TBR, and I started it, I believe, the last day of April, and it rolled into the beginning of May. So that was a very cute, emotional, like contemporary romance. I absolutely loved it. It was my first Cara Bastone book, and I know I started reading it because I saw a lot of people talking about Promise Me Sunshine, which is like her newest release this year. So that's why I kind of wanted to pick up her book to see. I knew somewhat what the story was about, but it was just interesting to read, and it was a very what's the word? The relationship throughout the book was very like slow burn, but very heartfelt. So I definitely enjoyed it. That was a 3.75 for me. The next book that I read this month was Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. I knew I would love this book just because it's written by Carrie Maniscalco, and I love her as an author. Kingdom of the Wicked is one of my favorite series, and then I'm also reading the Throne of the Fallen series as well. So I wanted to kind of see her first pieces of work and see how she has grown as an author. So this is kind of like an eerie Victorian murder mystery type deal, which absolutely love. Perfect. Like, how many books do you know have that? Probably a lot, but don't tell me. I finished this very, very quickly. I actually picked this up in a video, and I think I finished within like 2 to 3 days. It was like so quick. I was listening to it on audiobook as well as reading it physically, but I will say, like, towards the halfway mark, maybe even like 75% through, it was kind of slowing down, which kind of tends to happen in some books. There's like a slowdown. So I still loved it. I thought it was fun and an interesting idea, and I definitely want to read more from this series because I know like the next one is the something Hunting Prince Dracula, so I would love to read that and continue this little series as well. And this was also a 3.75 stars. Alright, book number 3 is Hummingbird by Natalie Lloyd. Now this was a book I put on my like personal TBR just because I am a elementary school teacher and I was reading books off the Maud Hart Lovelace nominees for 2024. Was it 24? Yes. And I was trying to read all the books that were nominated, and this was one of them. The results have already been posted, so I kind of am done reading those books, the like middle grade books, and maybe I will start reading the 2025 nominees just to keep, for me personally, I just want to keep updated with kids books and middle grade books and seeing what's new and fresh and what kids really like. So that's why I read Hummingbird. This again is a middle grade book, so it's for 3rd through 5th grade, and it has some like magic realism to it, so I guess it's like a realistic fiction with magic in it. And I listened to this also audiobook and read physically. I thought it was really cute. I liked the message in this book. I also liked the representation because our main character has osteogenesis imperfecta, which is like a brittle bone disease. So I kind of like that representation, because you don't read a lot of books with the main character, especially a young child who has that disease. So, but I definitely thought it was a cute, cozy, hopeful story, and again, love the message of this book, and I rated this 3 stars. The next book is 3 Dark Crowns by Kendare Blake. Now this one is a little bit disappointing. This was like one of my anticipated reads for the month. I was really excited for it. I started it at the beginning of the month and I had to put it down because I just was not interested in it at all. So that's when I picked up a different book. I think it was Stalking Jack the Ripper. And then I picked this back up again at the end of the month, and it was just very slow. Like, I was really expecting a good adventure and story with talking about, you know, 3 queens, they have to fight for the crown, and it just, the execution was not there. I was bored, uninterested. I didn't connect with any of the characters that well, and I don't think I'm gonna continue the series for this, so I rated this a 2-star, which I should have just DNF'd it, but I thought, hey, maybe something would happen in the last 50 pages, or not 50 pages, last 50%, but nothing happened, so I am definitely not going to continue the series. But yeah, not my favorite, so 2 stars. And the last book I read in the month of May was Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. Now, this is like a Regency fantasy book, which I don't think I've read before, but Regency is more like Bridgerton type fantasy, very like prim and proper, which I don't think I enjoyed. I love fantasy, but the like Regency aspect I don't think is my favorite. There was a romance going on in this book and I just did not even care for it. This was a book that I also listened via audiobook and read with it. Maybe that's why I didn't connect with the characters, because I was listening and reading, but I liked the idea of this series of a girl having half a soul. Cool idea. I just didn't like it, so I rated it a 2.5, so a little bit better than 3 Dark Crowns, but not my fave. I think it's just the Regency. I just kept thinking Bridgerton, and that's not my thing, so that's unfortunate that we ended the month with some low star ratings, but it is what it is. Alright guys, so here are the books that I read in the month. Also, Ready or Not, I just don't have a physical copy. That was just a library book, so here are the books. Not the best reading month rating wise, but we did get through a lot of books, which was great. I'm hoping for the month of June I'll find some books that I really enjoy and hopefully get some 5, even 6-star rating reads this month. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and also make sure you subscribe. I post videos once a week, whether it's book related content like this, vlogs, lifestyle, kind of whatever I'm in the mood for. So if you like what you're seeing, you should go ahead and subscribe. That's about it. Thanks for watching. Bye!